So I'm a pretty big fan of the Minimalists. I've been fortunate to see them speak twice in person. So when this latest documentary came out, naturally I was immediately excited. Now here at the Trendy Toonie, we talk all things money. So we'll be looking at the new documentary from a financial lens. So let's get into the 3 financial lessons learned from the Minimalists. Less is more. So firstly, American dream or nightmare? So North Americans work more hours than most countries, but what do we have to show for it? Consumer debt is bad in the US and even worse in Canada. Households don't have much saved in case of an emergency, and we are constantly working for the next upgrade. A fancier car, definitely a bigger house to fit all my stuff. We've sadly lost our sense of balance, and everyone in the world knows it but us.
I think the Americans have the wrong balance. You live to work. We work to live.
So, what financial lesson can we learn from this? Well, frankly, the American dream doesn't have to be your dream. Don't be a slave for your job or for material possessions. There's so much more to life than just working.
And so really what the American dream is this sense of freedom. Now, how do you get that? Just by gathering up more money? No.
And now we look into the age-old question, can money buy happiness? While marketing departments around the world are partly responsible for this innate need we feel to buy unnecessary items, they know exactly how to play on our insecurities and what to say in order to get us to buy. And while not all marketers are evil, I know, I'm one of the non-evil kinds, I swear, it's not just the fault of marketing. There's many things at play here. Our happiness is not tied to that shirt or those shoes, and we will not feel adequate when we finally buy that car or that purse. But we often convince ourselves these things will make us happy, will fulfill us. Our worth is not in our stuff.
When we get all of the things that we want, we tend to be wrong in the predictions that we made about how happy we would be, because the brain normalizes those things.
So what financial lesson can we take from this? Only compare yourself against yourself. We can't all be Kylie Jenner. The reality is the Joneses are broke, so stop looking where you think the grass is greener. Try to manage your financial attention, minimize your wants, and focus on what is a priority for you and what makes you happy, and then just forget everything else. Yes, money does not equal happiness, but it can certainly make many things in life much easier. Can money buy freedom? Not only are we spending money to try to make ourselves happier and to fill a void, but we're also doing it inadvertently and willingly exchanging our lives for it. It's like the infamous book, Your Money or Your Life. If you think about it, the larger your car payment, the more you are obligated to work in order to pay for it. It's just an endless cycle. So what's the final financial takeaway that we can learn? Don't exchange your freedom for stuff. Save money for your own flexibility so that you can change your job if it becomes toxic, or if you need to travel at a moment's notice. You've got the freedom of choice.
Buying things that you don't really need with money you don't really have to impress people you don't even really like. And so what you've done there is you gave up your independence. You gave up your freedom in return for some stuff that's going to be worth nothing in next year's garage sale.
My thoughts on the film is that it was a great way for me personally to start off the new year. If you're an avid fan of them, honestly, many of the stories are the same. I mean, there are some scenes I could recite literally word for word. It's their existing messaging just packaged in a prettier box. But I think that the message they are delivering in the current state of our world is quite important. So personally, I would say it's worth the watch. Given the current culture of abundant consumption and the many consequences of it, the message of contentment and less is more, less is now is more relevant than ever. There were a ton of moments where I had to pause and just like rewind and really take all of the inspirational quotes in. The film itself is actually pretty short too, so it's minimal in that sense. So even though it was repetitive, I think repetition just helps. It was an hour well spent, in my opinion. A key takeaway for me was that money can impact your dreams, your happiness, and your freedom, but we often waste it on the wrong things. Dreams that aren't ours, stuff to show off, and most importantly, trading all of our time, our most valuable currency and freedom, for more stuff. I know personally there's many areas I have for improvement in my life, so excuse me while I go declutter all the stuff I started 2 years ago. As always, thanks for joining and see you in the next one.